Traders like follow through. I'm a follow through guy. We close on the lows, I want to open lower. We close on our highs, I want to open higher. That's how we make money, trading momentum. And I'm a momentum trader by nature, besides all the other things that I do. So if you go to Tesla, right here on this day, okay, it put a quick low in at 1435. Okay, so it came, so if you didn't get it overnight, okay, and I came in long, so everyone's like, oh, Red Dog, you're long, you're lucky. I'm like, well, I want to be a lot more longer. So 1435 was your pivot, and then you could have held it all day. And then remember, like, you could buy more through 1520. Why was 1520 another pivot? When I list pivots in action areas, that's when you use your tier system to add size and create cash flow around the current position. So in the morning, I'm like, if Tesla's any good, this should at least get to 1520, and we could ride it till then, and then we figure out whether or not we could buy higher and have it go, and it went through. Went as high as 1585. So after this day was done, still had stock long, and I had also a call spread on a 16, 17 something call spread, because I was thinking that at some point, I wasn't thinking stocks, but I was thinking S&P 500, but it wound up being S&P stock, the stock split first. So anyway, today I managed my call spread. I sold my 1600s that were like 35 cents here. Sold them for an average of 40, which is great, and I bought back the 17s and netted, I think, 30 points on the call spread, which is nice. I think my cost was 8. I don't remember exactly. So I made 300% on the call spread, besides buying the stock because I was prepared and my knowledge, and besides owning it from the 1435. And then on this day, I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to look back. Let me sell some puts. So I sold some puts, collected premium. That was just another way to make money on it. And then today we came in, gapped up, went as high as, this is what I drew this morning, no joke. I drew the 1650. Where did it get to? It got to 1651. Anyway, so I took off my call spread because it expires tomorrow. I'm still thinking about how to get another call spread, because my thought process is that if it gets into the S&P, it's probably going to be in September, the third week of September 18th. So I still think if it goes sideways here, there's a pivot that it can get above, which is 1650, to then take out 1609 to make a new all-time high at some point. But it just went 3 days. So what's my thought? Tomorrow, if it opens lower, I would say, hey, I took home Tesla. I have a lot of different options trades. I had a 3-day move. Let's see if we could buy it to go green for cash flow and trade around it. If it opens higher, hey, I took home Tesla. Let's sell some, hold some, and then see how it deals with today's high tomorrow. And that's how I put together plan A, B, and C. My ultimate thought is that by September 18th or before, 1800 is not going to be the all-time high at Tesla. We'll see. Apple was fantastic post-split. This was, the day of earnings, came out with earnings, did announce a split. Some guys are long versus 403 because that was your post-earnings pivot. Some guys who, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, a fireman, whatever you are, and say, hey, I don't trade all day. I don't sit on the virtual trading floor and make cash all day. I don't look at every level. I'm not looking for the relative strength. I want to have a swing strategy. Well, post-earnings, I always say if it has earnings, puts a low in, and basically has a nice day from there, you could buy versus that post-earnings pivot low, which is also called a pro-earnings gap, the peg trade that Stevie calls it too. So that was 403. What's 403? The 403 is the low of this candle. So if you said, I'm not taking Apple into earnings, I'm not an investor. If I was an investor, great. Investors, you could take Apple into earnings forever. But anyway, if you're a trader and you didn't want to be caught if the earnings were bad and you want to do it post-print, you could have been a buyer versus 403, especially since it cleared your prior pivot. And now you're still in it. It never got below the 8-day. It went as high as what today? That's 464. Cleared 457 for a trade if you were an active trader. Hit a high here of 464. And what's 464 minus 403? 61 points you could have made on a swing trade in Apple, if you're still in it. Obviously, we trade for 11. It's good to see that names can still trend. A lot of great action here. At least, this day, which was a very strong day, gave you upside follow-through. Traders like follow-through. I'm a follow-through guy. We close on the lows, I want to open lower. We close on our highs, I want to open higher. That's how we make money, trading momentum. And I'm a momentum trader by nature, besides all the other things that I do.
Hello everyone out there, my name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. You might think, what the hell is this guy doing? Push-ups on a rock? Well, this is how I find my balance. This is how I blow off steam after working all week. I have a process where I'm up at 4:45 every day to get planned and get ready for the day. So if you don't have the tools, the tactics, if you don't have a number one tactic that you love to find to make a living, you better click below. Get on my team, get the free information, make the first step. It's only you who can click the button.